All right. They paved paradise and put up a parking lot with a pink hotel, a boutique, and a swinging hot spot. Don't it always seem to go? You don't know what you've got till it's gone. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Took all the trees and put them in a tree museum. Charged the people $1.50 just to see them. Don't it always seem to go? You don't know what you've got till it's gone. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Hey farmer, put away the DDT now. Give me spots on my apples and leave me the birds and the bees, please. Don't it always seem to go? You don't know what you've got till it's gone. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. They paved paradise and put up a parking lot with a pink hotel, a boutique, and a swinging hot spots. Don't it always seem to go? You don't know what you've got till it's gone. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. They took all the trees and put them in a tree museum. Charged the people $1.50 just to see them. Don't it always seem to go? You don't know what you've got till it's gone. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Well, late last night I heard the screen door slam. A big yellow taxi took away my old man. Don't it always seem to go? You don't know what you've got till it's gone. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Soul Song Saturdays with your Minister of Magic, yours truly, Heatherlyn. Heatherlyn means flowering, flowing river, so you also could call me River if you want to, but it's Heatherlyn music everywhere in all the spaces. So happy to be with you this morning for some live music and mystical musings. I say mystical musings, but I really mean musing on the human experience and honoring our human experience, honoring our journeys, however we're navigating them. Part of why I do this show and offer it every week is because one of the gifts that I bring is the ability and the capacity to hold space for authentic human experience. I have the capacity to hold space and guide people in practicing presence. My hope is to encourage you to live fully alive before you die. My hope is to encourage you to live authentically, to honor your soul song, to be in tune with your own heartbeats. Please say hello if you haven't said hello yet. Good morning, Paul Lee. Good to see you. Happy you're joining me here for Soul Song Saturdays. This is every Saturday morning. We come together and practice presence, and I sing a few songs and muse on some things about life, and hopefully honor the journey that each of us are on in a variety of ways. So if you haven't said hello yet, please say hello. I love to know that you are here. I love to know that you're here with me, and I love to say hello to you. And so our first practice of presence is simply an invocation to presence together this morning, where we light a few candles together if you so desire, if you've got some candles, or if you want to do this in your own way. Maybe there's another ritual or signifier for presence. The first candle we light is for the universal presence, for the gift of life, for the very essence of life, for the soul song of the universe, the marvelous hum of life that vibrates in all that is living and breathing and existing. So this also could be a candle for the divine, for source, for spirit. And I invite you to take a deep breath. And remember, you are connected to the divine source of life, always, whether or not you are consciously aware of it. But this time together is to become conscious and aware of our interconnection. Second candle is for our team. I affectionately call this candle, call it my team, and it could be people who are actually physically with you or in your heart, or ancestors who have gone before you, the wisdom of the ancestors that we all carry in our DNA. And perhaps part of our attuning to our own soul song is also attuning to the mysterious wisdom that we do embody, that has been handed down to us, that we might not be fully aware of or conscious of. But perhaps the more we listen to and attune to our own hearts, we can be present to that goodness that is within us. So this is for our guardian angels, spirit guides, helping elementals. It can also simply be for people who we cherish in our hearts, people who remind us of our song, our own soul song, when we forgot the music in our hearts. And we give thanks for them, and we're grateful for them, and we are present to them, holding them in our hearts. And then the third candle is for you and for me and for every part of us, authentically, our hearts, our minds, our bodies. So taking 3 deep breaths, one for our hearts, maybe even placing a hand on the heart and allowing breath to expand our hearts. Taking a deep breath for our minds, our thoughts that pass through. And then taking a deep breath for our bodies, and maybe taking a moment to notice what's going on with our bodies this morning. Maybe noticing if there's any places of tension we need to shake out this morning. Sometimes just a gentle shake can just kind of feel like it gets the synovial fluid going if we want to move our shoulders or stretch our necks a little bit. shaking out the cobwebs as we start our weekends. Would love to know that you're here. Would love for you to say hi. Let me know where you are in the world this morning. I'm coming to you live from Denver, Colorado, the unceded land of the Cheyenne, Arapaho, and Ute Native tribes. And so in recognizing that, we recognize the stories that we inhabit. We recognize the land we inhabit and those who have gone before us, what has shaped the land and how we inhabit it together. And last night before going to bed, I didn't fully have a plan sorted for this morning, but I wanted to trust the process and remember that a significant part of this show is simply practicing presence together and taking time to be present to what is on our hearts and our minds, and being present, listening to our bodies. And then, of course, taking time to think about the narratives and the storylines that shape us. And are those the storylines that we want to shape our lives? Are they resonant with our true soul songs? So I've had Joni Mitchell on my mind, and of course I just covered her Big Yellow Taxi, and I'd like to also cover for you her song Woodstock, and this idea of getting back to the garden. And I'd love if you want to chat about it in the comments. What does it mean to you when this lyric is so beautiful? We are stardust, we are golden, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden. And so, excuse me, I'd love to hear what that means to you. This is a beautiful song. I love these lyrics so much. So this is Joni Mitchell, Woodstock. Came upon a child of God. He was walking along the road. When I asked him, "Where are you going?" this he told me, "I'm going down to Yasgur's farm. Think I'll join a rock and roll band. I'll camp out on the land. I'll try and set my soul free. We are stardust, we are golden, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden." Then can I walk beside you? I have come here to lose the smog, and I feel just like a cog in something turning. Well, maybe it's the time of year, or maybe it's the time of man. I don't know who I am, but life's for learning. We are stardust, we are golden, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden. By the time I got to Woodstock, they were 500,000 strong. Everywhere there were songs and celebrations. And I dreamed I saw the bombers riding shotgun in the sky, turning into butterflies above our nation. We are stardust, we are golden, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden. We are stardust, we are golden, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden. Woodstock by Joni Mitchell. So good to see you here this morning, Carl and Doug. Thanks for saying hello. Happy you found me. I'm running things myself this morning because Jason had a client he needed to go work with. So I'm actually not sure if the live stream worked on Facebook. So I think you might have navigated over to YouTube and it's working on YouTube. So that's good. We want more and more people to connect with us on YouTube anyway. So I'm not going to worry about it. The show must go on. Yes. So anyway, that was Woodstock by Joni Mitchell. As I said, I covered her song Big Yellow Taxi when we got the show started this morning. This is Soul Song Saturdays, live music, mystical musings. I say mystical musings, but you know what? To me, y'all, everything is a little bit mystical. Everything is a little bit magical, or it can be. And I've been thinking a bunch this week about how predominant capitalist narratives impact our spirituality, our spiritual lives, and our mental health. For me, it's not always in a good way. And I'd love to know what your thoughts are on those lyrics from Joni Mitchell's song, Woodstock. We are stardust, we are golden, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden. I made a post. I wrote a little bit this past week on getting back in touch with our hearts and being in touch with the earth, the heart of the earth, from where we come and where we will return to when we die. And I think some of the things I've been thinking about is how when we talk about, so say like we're having a spiritual conversation about growth or expanding our hearts, opening it to love, right? And I think about how sometimes the capitalist and the colonialist definitions of growth and expansion can sort of muddle up or taint what we're actually talking about when we're talking about growing our hearts, or expanding our hearts, or having an expansive spirituality that invites wonder and curiosity and mystery. But a more capitalist or colonialist definition of those terms would be like acquisition or prosperity, but not necessarily abundance, because it can be an exploitative prosperity. It could be about power over rather than power with. But I opened up this week. I love this book from Julia Cameron. It's called Heart Steps. And it's prayers and declarations for a creative life. And I personally believe that all of us are creative, whether or not you consider yourself an artist. There's ways in which all of us are creative as we navigate life and human experience. And there are ways in which we are all regenerative. And in the, I think, predominant capitalist narrative or expectation, we are asked to produce. It sometimes feels like it's about quantity over quality, right? Anyway, last night I was as I was kind of contemplating what the conversation might be this morning, I drew an oracle card, and the topic of that didn't quite connect for me. But I opened this up, and I love these little prayers. They help really like ground me and feel like connected to my heart and my purpose. And they bring me peace. So anyway, this is a really lovely thought. I am an instrument of divine creation. And so whether or not you kind of believe they're in divine, a divine essence infusing all of us, or a divine spark in all of us, I think I believe in that. But I also just kind of believe in this like overarching, whether or not you believe in divinity, there is like this hum of life, right? There's this essence of love that that is in this life's longing for itself, evidenced in you and in me, in consciousness and being alive, right? Anyway, this is what it says. I offer myself as a channel for higher creativity. I allow the universe to work through me. I give over my ideas of limitations and potential. I accept an expanded sense of self. I accept an expanded sense of service. I am guided to grow, and I accept that growth freely and without reservation. I allow the pattern of God within me to express its fullest form. So I was thinking about that idea of growth, right? Where the capitalistic mentality might think of growth as this like unrestricted production, right? That really is an illusion. We can't like constantly produce, right? We need rest, and I feel like one of the reasons this idea and this conversation came forward for me this week is because as someone who deals with autoimmune disease, there are times when I need more rest than I really want to take time for. There are times that I struggle with chronic fatigue, or even right now, my body feels heavy and I feel very tired, but I'm showing up because this is the appointed time and I want to be about this, you know. But I do tend to need more rest sometimes. And I feel like in a capitalist mentality, rest is like a sin, you know, like if we were talking in those sort of terms. Or it feels like I have to get so much done before I can be worthy of rest. I have to earn it. When really, like, if we look at growth from the perspective of the garden, when we look at growth from the perspective of a tree, when we look at growth from the perspective of Mother Nature, and getting back to the garden, as Joni Mitchell sings about, I think of like growth also means like there's times of barrenness, right? There's times when like an apple tree is just right as it is, even as a seedling. Like that's exactly where it needs to be at that point in its existence, right? And then as it grows, it becomes, you know, more of a tree, but might not yet be bearing fruit. And then it buds and it blossoms. So there's apple blossoms, and then there's the actual apples, right? But then there's a season when all of that's going to fall off and rot and fall to the ground, and it's just going to be a tree without that fruit, you know? And so when we think about growth from Mother Nature's perspective, it's a very different kind of thing, right? Like as we grow as human beings, we learn, we integrate new knowledge and wisdom. There are things that then no longer serve us that we need to let go. And so I think, you know, the reason I do this show is simply to honor that sort of process, our natural human process, our authentic human existence. And I think, like, you know, we can't really get away from capitalism. Believe me, Jason and I have tried so hard to like not be capitalistic in how we go about our work. And we've gone into debt because of it. So we can't like fully get away from capitalism, but there's this idea of being in the world, but not of it. And so I think that, you know, maybe there's like we're within this system, but we're not of it. And so recognizing how our psyches and our spirits are impacted by the mentalities that propel and fuel capitalism, but then realizing that those mentalities and ideas can't ultimately propel and fuel our souls, you know? For me, they tend to like drain my soul and really detrimentally impact my mental health. So curious your thoughts on all of that. You know, yeah, just would love your insights into you know, all those things. And Paul, thank you for mentioning being live with us today on a live streaming platform. Curious if you're on YouTube this morning and sharing. And thank you for sharing the program with others. Appreciate you doing that. That means a lot. All right. So in terms of getting back to the garden, I don't know. How do we do that? How do we live from a place of understanding that we are actually biological creatures, that we come from the earth and will return to the earth, you know? Oh, I love this, Carl. It is okay to take time off when you need it. And no explanation needed. Tell your coworkers this all the time. I'm glad that you affirm that for them and give them that permission. That is a good thing. I know for me, so there are actually scientific studies that show the benefits of really spending time in nature. And sometimes for me, that is like actually every Soul Song Saturday, I often go just like spend a little time in my backyard after this, just to like move my body, just to be with the trees, just to breathe in the fresh air. And yeah, so I just want you to know, y'all, I just want to remind you this morning that you belong among the wildflowers. Be a wildflower today in some way. Find a way this weekend to be among the wildflowers, or to find yourself practicing being a biological creature coming from the earth. All right? You belong among the wildflowers. You belong in a boat out at sea. Sail away, kill off the hours. You belong somewhere you feel free. Run away, find you a lover. Go away somewhere all bright and new. I have seen no other who compares with you. You belong among the wildflowers. You belong in a boat out at sea. You belong with your love on your arm. You belong somewhere you feel free. Run away, go find a lover. Run away, let your heart be your guide. You deserve the deepest of cover. You belong in that home by and by. You belong among the wildflowers. You belong in a boat out at sea. You belong with your love on your arm. You belong somewhere you feel free. You belong among the wildflowers. You belong somewhere close to me. Far away from your trouble and worry. You belong somewhere you feel free. You belong somewhere you feel Yes, Doug, so great to have you here with us this morning. Just find what gives you peace and calm. Yes, here. I'm here for it, indeed. Happy to celebrate or practice a little story dwelling with you all each and every Saturday as we come together. Our musical Apothecary segment is usually a simple meditative song. Sometimes we incorporate a little bit of breath, a little bit of intentional breath. So I will invite you to take a deep breath. Think about what it means to you to be among the wildflowers. And I'll sing this simple song for you by our friend Pamela Makala. You've seen Pamela Makala on some of my live stream shows before. Love her music. She's started a band within this past year or so. She is incredible, such a great artist and a great human being. And she wrote this very simple song called Open Heart. And so it was, as I was thinking about just inviting us to attune to our hearts, just be in touch with our hearts, honor our hearts this morning. All right, Paul Lee, entitling this Heatherlyn Saturday. Sounds good. I love it. Every Saturday morning, you all, just want to show up and be present to what life offers us. And we receive the gifts. We release what doesn't serve us. So perhaps draw to mind right now what gift you are receiving from life today. Maybe just simply the gift of life. And go ahead and breathe that in. And on your exhale, just breathe out the bowl, breathe out what's not serving you. Breathe out, shake off, maybe something a coworker said this week that wasn't helpful. Shake it off, let it go, breathe it out. And I'll sing this pretty little song by Pamela Makala. Come to you with an open heart. Oh, I want to come to you with an open heart. Oh, I want to come to you with an open heart. I want to come to you with an open heart. Oh, I want to come to you with love in my eyes. Oh, I want to come to you with love in my eyes. Oh, I want to come to you with love in my eyes. I want to come to you with love in my eyes. Oh, I want to come to you with outstretched arms. Oh, I want to come to you with outstretched arms. Oh, I want to come to you with outstretched arms. I want to come to you with outstretched arms. that you need. Oh, I want to come to you, be the grace that you need. Oh, I want to come to you, be the grace that you need. I want to come to you, be the grace that you need. I want to come to you, be the grace that you need. And I hope that there are those who do come to you with open hearts and meet you with love in their eyes, with outstretched arms to embrace you exactly as you are and to be the grace that you need today, this weekend, and throughout this coming week. Breathing in the good stuff, exhaling out the stuff that doesn't serve us. Breathing in our hearts and honoring what it's speaking to us and teaching us. And letting go of the excess, letting go of what isn't really our own. And giving thanks and gratitude. What are you deeply appreciating? What gifts are you receiving, my friends? Who are you grateful for today? 17 seconds a day of gratitude makes a difference in our health and well-being. Who would have thought? 17 seconds. But we've got a whole song where we can practice gratitude together this Soul Song Saturday. I'm giving thanks because, we released the second featured single from the forthcoming Heatherlyn's musical Apothecary album. Light Will Find Us just came out yesterday. Have you heard it? Have you listened to it? Are you enjoying it? Are you dancing to it? Are you sharing it? I hope so. And I realized this is a great song for our gratitude practice. So please share in the chat what you give thanks for today. Share in the chat what you're deeply appreciating about life. You can even tag someone that you're grateful for. Invite them to tune in with us. Or, like our friend Tiffany offered us, the option of journaling. I love that idea of during Soul Song Saturdays, if you just want to journal and reflect, allow it to be time for yourself to do that, if that's something that works for you. All right. Light Will Find Us, released yesterday on all platforms, y'all. So wherever you listen to your music, if you haven't followed Heatherlyn yet, please follow me there. And please stream, download, and share Light Will Find Us. I would really appreciate that. So thank you. Follow the flow of freedom. Hold the hand of hope. Learn the lead of love. Trust and the light will find us wherever we roam. Goodness grows in the ground where we crawl or walk or run or dance. Nourish her with gratitude, sharing together the abundant fruits. We will follow the flow of freedom. Hold the hand of hope. Learn the lead of love. Trust and the light will find us wherever we roam. voice frees the soul, chained in fear and pain from long ago. Grace embraces all despair. Walk out unbound into the open air. We will follow the flow of freedom. Hold the hand of hope. Learn the lead of love. Trust and the light will find us wherever we roam. Wherever we roam, like gentle streams persistent on a strong and stony mountain, currents of compassion move and cut the deepest grooves. The human heart's got a fire from our source who made us equal and free. Radiate that warmth and light and liberate a new humanity. We will follow the flow of freedom. Hold the hand of hope. And the lead of love. Trust and the light will find us wherever we roam. We will follow the flow of freedom. Hold the hand of hope. Learn the lead of love. Trust and the light will find us wherever we roam. Trust and the light will find us wherever we roam. Trust and the light will find us wherever we roam. Trust and the light will find us wherever we roam. Yes, that's my song, Light Will Find Us. Goodness grows in the ground where we crawl or walk or run or dance. It has nothing to do with our state of being, our productivity. Goodness just grows in the ground, right? It rains on the righteous and the unrighteous. It rains on the just and the unjust. It rains, the sun shines, for all of us, because we're all here. We're all in this together, for better or for worse, whether or not we like it. It's just the way it is. Here we are. All right. Thank you for sharing your gratitude. It's fun to see. I am grateful for releasing that song. I'll tell you more about it in a moment. But hey, Doug, just grateful in digging your music, your voice, the visuals, the common colors of your set design. I am so happy to hear that. I'm really happy to hear that. I want this Soul Song Saturday time to be a time of calm, of refreshing, of just kicking off the weekend in a lovely way, sort of like your Saturday morning cartoons, but a little bit different. The same but different. And I am so, y'all, Light Will Find Us. The studio recording is it's so good. It's so damn good. I hope that you're getting a chance to find it wherever you listen to your music. Our friend Joshua Skelton played the electric guitar on that. He shreds it. The song ends, and then you can sort of hear our co-producer Seth Kent go 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, and what's really hilarious is that you can't see because obviously we didn't take video of it, but co-producer Seth, as he was counting Alan back in on the drum kit, he actually like ripped off his shirt and like twirled it around and was like, 5, 6, 7, 8, and through it. It was quite a fun moment in the studio. And then Josh Skelton just shreds that electric guitar when he comes back in. It is such a fun, freeing song. The background vocals, I felt like I got to approach my dream of being in a rock opera on some of those background vocals. And then that bridge, it's almost like a Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds moment. There's a mellotron on there, so there's kind of some vintage sounds going on. I did the rain stick, so when you hear the bridge in that song, Light Will Find Us, that was me. I did the rain stick. It was very fun. So anyway, okay, so now some invitations. I'm glad you like the cartoons analogy. It's definitely different, but kicking off the weekend with some just time to be chill and connect to your heart when maybe the week might have, who knows what in the week could have just like pulled us away from our own hearts and said, this is more important, but really our hearts are what's most important. That song right there that reverberates and vibrates and emanates from our lives is the most important. So we get to get back in touch with that as much as we need to, or deepen into that together. And I love that. So here we go. Invitations and announcements for upcoming stuff. Of course, every Saturday, I would love for you to join me at my YouTube channel, 9 a.m. Pacific, 10 Mountain, 11 Central, and noon Eastern time every Saturday. If I'm at, like in September, I have a lot of traveling. So in September, I'm going to be at a conference one Saturday. We're going to be in the UK a couple of Saturday mornings. So for those, I will pre-record live and I will premiere them at the YouTube channel. So youtube.com/Heatherlyn Music. Please subscribe if you haven't already followed there. Thank you, Carl, for mentioning that Light Will Find Us single is awesome. I'm so excited about it. Oh my gosh, so excited about it. So let me put up a visual for that. Where did it go? I don't know. Is it here? Okay, so this is what that center image is, what the cover art looks like. So if the visual helps you find it on Bandcamp, Spotify, on Patreon, I did a post where I linked up all of those so you could find it easily and readily. Please share it. That would mean so much to me. Damn, it's so damn good. I'm just so pleased with it. I hope that you dance to it. I hope you just really enjoy it at least as much as I do. All right, Storydwelling, cultivating courageous, compassionate curiosity for ourselves and one another, recognizing the shaping nature of predominant narratives and recognizing the shaping nature of narratives, the storylines in our heads and our hearts, the family stories, becoming more conscious and aware of those storylines so we can write the story that we truly want to write with our lives. We get to practice this for a whole hour together, Tuesday, August 29th, with Ogun Holder. Ogun is great. He's an author. He is a coach. He does a lot of great anti-racism work. He desires to help people strip away the layers to become their truest, fullest selves. So essentially, to me, that's basically Storydwelling. So I love that. So please join us. Plan to join us that evening. Check the time and check the time zone a little bit earlier than we often do some of our evening shows because Ogun will be on the East Coast and we didn't want it to get too late for him. So he was a musical guest on Soul Song Saturdays several weeks ago. He was our house guest for a few days, and so he joined me in the studio, and that was really fun. So he's just a great friend and great fellow. And so also letting you know that I will be in the UK. So if anybody's watching, plan to be on the lookout for those dates. We'll be with the 9 Beats Collective. I love that they named this tour after a lyric that I wrote. Stars of the sky, their light, you and I carry. Sunfire wrapped up in muscle and bone. We are the ones for whom we've been waiting. Hearts yearning, hearts burning, glorious yearning. So anyway, I'm super, super excited about this. So we will be taking the mobile live stream studio with us, a few pieces. So I will pre-record Soul Song Saturdays for those weekends that we're gone, and then, just be on the lookout for when we go live otherwise. Let's see, album release show. I don't know if you want to come out. My voice coach and his wife have booked their tickets to come out from Rock Island, Illinois. So they're going to come out and be with us for October 20th. So I don't know if you want to come out for a bit and hear me with a band and some strings to celebrate the album release concert and party. October 20th is the date to do that. You can do that. So let's see, anything else? I am not sure. I think maybe just the one thing I'll share with you is right now, Soul Song Saturdays, I'm kind of just showing up and talking about whatever is on my mind. I do have some ideas, however, for some series. Series based on fun things like the elements, like earth, wind, fire, air. Series based on... that's the only one I can think of at the moment. But I like this week I listed a bunch of series ideas. So I will be like digging deep into some of those things. But right now the focus is this album release and doing all of these things for that. So anyway, if you would be so gracious and willing to become one of my patrons, I would so appreciate that. It would mean so much to me. Or if you'd like to tip a one-time, obviously this show is freely offered as a gift. And so if you appreciate it and would like to tip me, I would so appreciate that. That helps me know that you value this, that it's worth my time and energy, and it helps support just like the studio space and updating equipment as needed or repairs. If you'd like to support me on a regular basis, that would mean so much to me. Thank you for those of you here who are already patrons. A little goes a long way. That helps us know that there's some income coming in. If even on months or weeks that I don't have a paid gig, like the Patreon is our safety net and helps me keep going. It supports the work that I do that I don't get paid for otherwise. So thank you for being a part of all of that. All right. Appreciate you so much. Thank you for your presence here this morning. Thank you for sharing this. Thank you for chatting with me and hanging with me. I love your presence here. And every week, as we wrap up our Soul Song Saturday, every week, we remember to be brave in our inherent belovedness, that we are inherently worthy of love and kindness and goodness and all the juicy goodness that life has to offer. And we also get to share that with others and be courageous in our kindness. So, my friends, go be brave in your belovedness and be courageous in kindness. And I'm going to send you off with my sweet little song called Chamomile Tea. Because as I mentioned earlier, I feel like in the predominant capitalist narrative, rest almost seems like it's a sin. And it's not. We need to rest. We need, as Mother Nature shows us in so many ways, rest is good. Allowing others to wish us well is good. Wishing others well is good. Allowing the dreams in our hearts to flourish over and above the nightmares in our hearts, in our minds, and our psyches. Allowing the dreams in our hearts to guide us is good. It's all good. It's all good. And you are good. And I can't wait to see you again next week. So thanks for being here for Soul Song Saturdays, live music and mystical musings with yours truly, your minister of magic, Heatherlyn. This is Chamomile Tea. Sipping my chamomile tea, you might already be asleep. Oh, but you're on my mind, and I'm wishing you good night. Wishing you good night, love. Wishing you good night. the dreams you're holding in your heart are the only things that greet you in the dark, wishing you good night, wishing you good night, love, wishing you good night. I hope you never feel lonely or afraid, but when nightmares haunt, babe, you know I'm just a call away, sipping my chamomile tea. I know you might already be asleep, oh, but you're on my mind, just like you are all the time. You're in my head, that's why I'm sending you this text. Wish I were kissing you goodnight. Ooh, ooh, Much love, you all. See you again soon. Peace.